All right.
Well,
Good morning, guys. It's Tuesday, October 27th, the day before Tesla earnings.
woohoo! And I'm the Tesla tracker. I'm here cramming down my steady diet of peanut butter toast, ramen, and beans and rice. The degenerate gamblers steady diet of
Ramen in the morning,
carbohydrates.
though. I don't know.
Mhm. I had coffee with my wife, and my stomach was like, "Oh, now you need something in your stomach." I was like, "Oh, peanut butter toast." I'm down $20,000. No, I'm down 20% on my TSL position right now, and so this is what I can afford: peanut butter toast right now.
Your diet reflects if you're doing well in the market.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, the crappier I'm doing, the crappier food I'm gonna eat. So the crappier I feel about. No, I'm kidding. Um, but yeah, no, that looks pretty. Go ahead and do your thing, Matt. Let's
Yeah, I'll
take a
just
look at indices.
quickly just look at the SPY. No change. Still add daily chart. This is the daily chart. It's still getting rejected at that 1.618 fib, and support still is going to be that conversion line below 579 until one of those breaks. Let's see which one breaks first. But there's really no change for the last few days at all, just stuck in that range. And the QQQ, same thing. Yesterday it did wick through that conversion line at 493.20, and today it looks like it might do the same thing. So it's like trying to hold on to as support. So if it can, then it might challenge the resistance again. But if not, then possibly back down to the baseline, which is maybe 484. So we'll keep an eye on the QQQ as well. And IWM still down pre-market. And what is it doing right now? Exactly meeting where the conversion line and the baseline are, which people would say that's a katana right there at 220.89 for both the
Hiya!
both the convergent and the baseline. So let's see if that can play out and hold as a support.
It's a
So
very short katana. It's more of a like a wakizashi.
a
Maybe
Wakazashi.
even just a tanto, actually.
I don't know what that even means, but I'll agree with you. Yes.
They're different Japanese names for knives, swords, and knives.
Fair enough. Oh, a little short one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the tanto is like a dagger. The wakizashi is the ceremonial second sword that's used
Yeah.
for carry carry.
Fair enough. But yeah, this should kind of hold as support, I think. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that 220.89, and price this morning right now is 220.88. So it's right around there. Let's see if it can hold throughout the day. And do you got any charts, any
I
updates you want to share?
do. I've got a Bitcoin chart I want to share with
All right,
everybody.
go ahead.
Which one is it? I think it's supposed to be this one. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. So now it looks like from this high up here, if we went back and retested that, oh, that looks like a 382 retrace, and that looks like a 236, which would put the 618. I'm looking over on the left-hand side here. That's 64,000. I had 802 on a different one. Looks like 884 over here. So there's a chance that we've already gotten the A, the B, and it's going for a potential C down about 64,008 something, 850, 802, 884, somewhere in there. Just a chance. I mean, it could just keep battling this area for a while, which would be good. The longer it stays here, then the longer, the better the support is. Then you get that one last, okay, it does a quick jump down here and then takes off. So maybe we'll just go trade in height range. It dips really fast to 64,802, freaks people out, maybe even a little bit lower, and then we get the breakthrough. That's just a thought.
Yeah, I could see that. And last night, it went to six after the daily candle close. It did go to 66.5, and it held pretty nicely. So I'm just going to be watching 66.5 for now, just to see if Bitcoin holds that level.
Yep, that's a great place to watch.
Yeah.
What else we want to talk about? Oh, well, I guess let me do Tesla since I'm the Tesla tracker and I'm right here.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm hoping for Tesla. Look on the 4-hour chart, it's really Bollinger Bands have gotten really tight, and it's just sort of been stuck in this range between like 222 and 217. It's been kind of hovering around this line here. It's about 218.10, exactly 218.10. Maybe it does a final dip. I was calling for 278, but you and I were just looking at something that might maybe indicates like, what was it, 206?
Yeah, like 207, 205, that zone.
Yeah, so maybe that's what I was thinking initially. Then I thought, well, it would just be scarier if it wicked down to
It could.
200.
I mean, Tesla loves going through levels like butter.
I know, right? Yeah, I'll leave this for now. But it might, there's a lot of real support that Matt's going to talk about in a second. And then if it wicks down to 200, one last touch to 200 before it starts heading for 300. And then I'm looking for like 280.94 is like this 50% fib extension. Yes, a fib extension off of the 138.80 low, I believe. No, off the 101 low. Yeah. So that takes us right back to that 280.94 that we were looking at just what seems like yesterday, but it was actually like it was a while back. Oh no, we were looking at this one, the 258. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm looking for some sort of stick save on Tesla. That's what I'm looking for, and maybe this earnings call will do it. If not, probably the election once the election's over.
We'll find out soon enough. Oh, Kat is watching. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Kat. Show us your Tesla thing.
Okay, so Tesla daily chart. I'm just gonna pull this up and just show what Tracker and I were talking about this morning. How yesterday Tesla actually did close its first candle below the 100-day moving average, and now it's heading lower pre-market. So that is an interesting development. And also, Tracker got me pointed to the weekly 75 moving average, and it also is below that for the week as well for the first time in maybe a couple of weeks. I guess it technically kind of did close below on this candle as well, but there is looking like some weakness, and look at all the confluence of support below. So could this be a magnet for price? 207 down to 205. I think it's a good possibility now that we have to put on the table. We can't ignore it, right? Can't just say, oh no, I'm going to cover my eyes and be blind. La, la, la. I can't hear you. No.
Well, if you're hodling, you can do that.
Yeah.
Just if you're trading, it's terrifying.
Yeah. You just got to take it one step at a time. And if one support breaks, then you have to like consider the next possible support a possibility. So yeah, this is on the table now because some weakness is showing on the charts. And if we do put on that Ichimoku, it is starting to like stay under this cloud a lot more than it's above now too during this week. So this is also resistance now. It's looking like the 219. So there's many indicators that are showing that possibly price wants to come back down and retest this zone right here. Maybe one last time, maybe even wick below it. Who knows how low, but that's now on the table for me. So a little bit of a change from last week, but that's how the market works. When support level breaks, you have to adapt with it. You can't just ignore it.
Indeed. And a little tip from Tracker here. If you're a follower of mine, you've heard me talk about the 75 moving average before. But if you've never heard this before, I really like the 75 moving average because what it does is it's this line, this midpoint between the 50 and the 100 moving averages on any time scale. Everyone who's like trading the markets, they're looking at the 50 and they're looking at the 100. And if they start to feint towards one or the other, they have to pass through the 75. And a lot of times, price will go right up to the 75 and then do a reversal. But if you see it cross the 75 in a big way, then you know it's simply heading for that other moving average, the 100 or the 50.
Yeah. Or just like I use the halfway fibs, like the 702, like halfway everything works like a charm sometimes. Yep. So, yeah. That's good. So we can go into the request now, I guess. The first one I see is CRISPR, CRSP. This one is when you look at the higher time frame and you take off all these little lines here, we can see that the symmetry of it all is now finally holding this 45, right? This 45-degree angle, and it's back above the blue. So this is looking like a possibility of now just building a base at a level above the arc. So will it shoot up dramatically? I mean, it's a possibility, but going back down to the arc there, 46, or even testing that angle again in the future where they intersect, which would be around 45. I think that is a good target for accumulation right there, just because it did do this big bearish engulfing candle, and it is looking like it's a resistance when it came back up and it got rejected by this previous support level. So there's really no rush, I think, but I think building a base on here is a very good thing for price to eventually go higher towards 55 and beyond.
Oh, I get so excited when I see one of those little cruxes, those crosses of the arc and the fib the GAN line.
Yeah, we see it with
It's
AMD.
like,
We see it with a lot of things.
heartborn to me.
Yeah.
It's like that episode of The Office where they're like watching the logo, the screensaver logo bounce around. They're waiting for it to hit perfectly in the corner.
I love The Office. Yeah. No, it's a great one. Do you have a CRISPR chart or?
No, I don't. But just a reminder, CRISPR is one of the arcade genomic holdings, and we're looking for that one to make a big move.
Yeah, and ARC-G, not J, G, ARC-G, it's holding an angle perfectly too, and it's basically right down there at support right now. So the trend has been, it's wicking through this angle a lot. So this, if the trend is your friend, then this is accumulation zone right here for an attempt to go break through resistance higher for ARC-G.
It's so wild how an amalgamation of all these different tickers doing their own thing forms this greater pattern, you know?
Math.
I know.
Okay.
Programmed.
TMDX. We'll take a look. Transmetic Group. So, I have that fib there with a little tiny arrow because I was talking about this on my Patreon that essentially 131 was lost last week. And I was mentioning all last week on my Patreon that if it did lose that on a weekly candle close, then it might head lower. And that's exactly what it looks like it's doing this week. So therefore, maybe the next target 114, or maybe even a back test of my arc here around 105, just before it really wants to try to go higher. But it had a really explosive move, up 39% in April, and it's just been consolidating ever since then. So just give it time to consolidate. There's no rush, especially it broke this support, which it was holding. So therefore, we're just going to keep an eye on price and 114 or a little bit below to see if that ever gets hit.
I see another request. I don't want to take people out of, I'm sorry I'm taking people out of order, but I've got a chart for GEVO, GEVO.
Yeah, go ahead.
The left Eric just asked for. It's like, I was just doing that one. So here's my GEVO chart. And you can see on the weekly chart, oh, look at this beautiful Bollinger Band. It's just gotten tighter and tighter. Looks like XRP a little bit, doesn't it? And now it's just pushing out of the band, and the lower band is extending down. I'm sure Kat loves that. And I'm looking for just a simple ABC retrace back to its last earlier high. Up here, it touched 1556. And so 382, 236, 618 takes it to $6.24 next. Back to 403 and up to 980. So go ahead and take your screenshot of that if you're interested in GEVO. This is one of the stocks that's in my my big spreadsheet that if you're a subscriber, you've had this for a while or for a little, or at least a week anyway. I created that thing about a week ago now. This is GEVO.
Well, SoFi is next if you got a chart for that.
Yeah, let's see. I've got a SoFi. SoFi. Okay, so I've got an OR on here. And it looks like it's doing the up one. At the time I wrote this chart, I thought either it's going to go up to 1171 or it's going to test back. It didn't test back. And so you can see also the Bollinger Band started to head down. 1171 is my next target for SoFi. And obviously I just have to move this way. Looks like there is about about a 12% gain left on it before it reaches 1171. And then my next anticipated test back is the 382 at 886. And then after that, it goes on to 1632, 1287. And if you want to know the number up at the top, you have to subscribe to me. It's only $2 a month. $2 a month. You can subscribe to me and get all my charts. There you go. That's my plug for the day.
Very good. All right, I got a SoFi real quick. So essentially really bullish, extremely super duper bullish. It opened a new week above my arc, above the 200-week moving average. It is kind of looking like it's going to back test it today. 1019 is that 200-week moving average. And the next resistance I have on my screen is the 50% fib level, which is 1095. So if 1019 holds, I think 1095 will be next. We'll see if it can break through that. There was a giant wick through it before, which kind of means there were a lot of sellers up there before. So we'll see if it has the opportunity to break above that. But once it's above there, then it's basically $13, $14 for SoFi pretty quickly, I would say, after that, because from there to there, there's really no resistance with previous candles either. So basically, that's the goal, to get above 1095 eventually, and also stay above 1019 on weekly candle closes. And if so, it's just going to probably build a base at a higher level, which is a super bullish thing on top of my arc, on top of the 45. Everything is looking great for the future for SoFi now. This is the most bullish this chart has been, I'll say, basically since maybe this huge move right here in May of 2023, right? That was a big move up, big rejection, but basically this is the best I've seen it since then. This is perfect.
Very cool. I've got ASTS for somebody, Stoic Outdoors.
Yeah, I'll put that up for you.
Thanks. All right, so ASTS, I was looking for an ABC retrace down to the 618 of 2074 next. It could still happen. It could just be oscillating, but I also can't help but notice that it's finding some support right here. It hasn't closed. It hasn't had a body candle close under the 50% fib. So that could be all of it. If you are in ASTS, just keep holding it. If you want ASTS or you want more ASTS, I'd start DCA into it every day from now until it touches either this weekly moving average 200 or maybe does get a wick down to 2074. If it goes up, the next target up would probably be 34.92. And if you want my entire chart, subscribe to me. It's only $2. Wait, I said I was only going to do that. That was the last time. I'm on X. Here, wait. I gotta. If you don't know, let's see. I am at SBZUNG on X. All right. What's next?
LRCX, LAM, research. If you got a chart.
Wait, LRCX. Yes.
LRCX, yeah.
I feel like I've done this one before. Yeah. Oh, it's in a downtrend, or it's finishing an ABC down. So I'm looking for the bottom at 46.22.
I have one right here.
It finished 5 waves up. Here, let me turn off the Bollinger Bands.
So this on mine, it's holding the 100-week moving average right now. So if it doesn't break below that, that could be the support, 71.75. So I think they were saying if they should, if it's good support right now, and so far, yeah, it's basically a breakout from what was a previous resistance of that 100 right here. It's a breakout and a back test of it right there. So if that can hold, then I think it can rebound, maybe even up back to the 50.87. But we'll put on the Ichimoku. But we can see before that it broke through the cloud. So I think what is likely is maybe coming back up 76, maybe a little bit above, and then maybe rolling over and possibly going down to touch the arc below 65 or even go to the 200. So it's crucial to watch this 71, but I think it can bounce a little bit, but I'm not sure if the strength can continue because it broke through the cloud, which is not a bullish thing for the short term. So we got to be careful with that. So just watch 71, 75.
I like Matt's chart better. So follow what he's talking about. If it loses all of that, then just like put a little pencil in 46.22. As the oh my god, that's the backstop. Like if it just looks like it's falling into space, 46.22 is where I think it is.
Well, yeah, 40, that's way down here. That would take a while. That would take a while to get to if that did happen. But I think there is room to save it up here somewhere. But it's not a bullish looking chart anymore since it broke through the cloud. So it's fine to try to snag support here on a bounce, but just for a trade only, I think is good because it could roll over easily. Yeah.
I've got a CELH.
Yeah.
I don't have a Pan W, so if you can do Pan W next.
Yeah, I'll pull up your CELH.
All right, CELH, here we go. It completed a 5-wave impulsive move up to 99.62. tried to test back to it again, couldn't make a higher high, so back down to test supports, and it looks like it went to this 2820, and now I'm just looking for a retrace back to 61%, 28% of the entire move it just finished. So I'm looking for 55.48 next, 45.06, then 72.34. Then after that, I'll probably do another 5 waves down, but the whole thing should make a 1, 2. And I could probably project what's going to happen after all this, but this is just what's coming up next. 55.48, 45.06. Take a screenshot.
Yeah, it looked like it did hold that support in the low 30s, so I think there is a good possibility to continue up, or even it went down into the 20s, right? 28.
You can show your CLH chart if you want, and then do Pan W, but whatever, however you feel.
I'll just skip to Pan W because it's pretty similar to you. I see kind of a bottom for CELH too, so it's just confluence.
Very cool.
Let's see, Pan W. I was talking about this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago on my Patreon. I was saying that I held this green level perfectly. It was a breakout and a back test of it, and then that successful back test was enough to launch it up. But it's not breaking out yet because of these previous candles. So that's what I'm watching. This weekly candle is at 380.84. If there ever can be a weekly close above it, then I think it's go time to go up to the 500s. But if it cannot, then it might need to retest levels first. So really got to watch to see if it can break out here from 380.84.
And I would just say, drop a retracement fib from the top we just touched back to the last low that tiny little wick. Anyway, just drop us a retracement back to the last low. There we go. And look for the 618, and that's probably where it's going to test back to.
Which is kind of around the green level too. So it could be another back test there. Or just the 786 too. Sometimes it just does that, 350. So just in this zone, if it can't break through, it could go lower. Just be aware of that.
Yep.
And I see Novavax, NVAX up here. I do like this name mainly because it's above. It broke out. Like it broke out and back tested the 100 week and the 236 level. It's a little bit below that 236 now. I'll take these off. But Novavax, I like it because there's my 45. It's a good range. Like it's a solid range. It hasn't been like on top the whole time, but it did wick below back there on August 5th, and it's going towards there now. So if it goes down there, I will buy more. 960. I do like that level. So even though it is below the 236, I don't want it to stay below too much longer. So if it can get back above this week or next week, I think that would be optimal. But going down to test this again is not a bad idea, in my opinion. So this is looking more and more bullish for possibly the explosive move back to the 382. So it could be a quick double because this thing is really, really explosive. So I'm just, it's kind of like a little gamble of mine. So we'll see if it plays out.
Oh, you like gambles? Show my screen again.
Yeah.
How do you like a 12 bagger? 1,218% gain.
Are you in it?
Yeah, I'm definitely in it. I've got, let's see. I think it's going to do a standard retrace back to the all-time high of 331.68. So that takes us up to 128.88 next. Of course, there will be a lot of twists and turns on the way to get there. But this one, just buy a small amount and just hodl it until it gets to 128.88. Then it should test back to 80.97, then on up to 206.33, which is from where the price is right now. That's a 1,862% gain. But of course, what you really want to do is you want to trade up to 128.88, dump it, wait for 80.97, and then tack on another 156% gain times your 1,218 gain.
But that was the move I was looking for Novavax. That big breakout back in May, that just broke out and held support. And I don't usually like the falling knives, but it stopped being a falling knife once it flipped resistance to support. So therefore, that's why I like this trade. Like I'm not a catcher of the lows, but I do like the breakouts and the back test, and that's exactly what it's doing right now.
Yeah, it would have been done to buy it here or here or here. Yeah. But then here, maybe you're okay. And look what happened. It started to build support and then just slowly goes down.
One final
Exactly. It looks like somebody skipped a stone across the water and went hop, 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 flop. It's like, oh, here's where you, and then
Yeah.
it comes out of the water like Captain Nemo's Nautilus, fully formed. I
Yeah.
use that
So
analogy for something else. But yeah, I think it looks really good from here. Looks
yeah,
constructive.
it finally looks acceptable to bottom fish this because it broke out and is back testing a previous resistance. So I
Yep.
do like that a lot.
Higher high, higher lows. Here we
Yeah.
go. Great place to gamble some money on NVAX.
Oh yeah.
I think I bought $1,000 of it or something like that.
Nice.
Maybe even
All
two.
right. I'm gonna go to ASPN. I see that right there. So without any indicators on, I guess what was the news? They had some dilution or something.
Yeah, last night, right after hours, they said, "Oh, we're going to sell some more shares to raise some more capital." And the
Well,
market dropped. It went up. It was up like 35% for the day yesterday, and it came down 8% when I stopped looking at it after market
mm,
close.
well, yeah. This market symmetry is explaining it all. So after this 45-degree angle, it just launched up to the next level, and then it's back down, back testing the arc. So if you're looking for a zone, I think this is possibly it. But as you saw here on August 5th, it did do a V bottom. So there could be another like a liquidity grab V bottom down closer to it, down in the 18s or something. But I think overall, what I'm looking at when I put on the SMAs and the Ichimoku here is that the cloud is there as support. You got the 200 week as support. You got the 50 week as support. You got my blue angle arc as support. So much confluence here that I do actually think it might be worth taking a stab at it, because this is looking more and more likely to hold in the weeks to come. It might not rocket back right away, but it could over the next couple of weeks just stay in this zone ready to go higher. So I think it's looking more and more good.
Yeah, I bought this one earlier, kind of like not a great time to buy, but I'm fine DCAing into it because I've got like 100%. Wait, actually, even more than that now. I've got like 102% gain baked into this thing for the wave 3 going up to 43.20. So definitely, this is a good buy down here. Double your money on Aspen Aerogels. It's an energy play. They make a special insulating product that it's very lightweight for making batteries. If you want to make a lightweight battery, and you want the lightest weight insulator inside of that battery.
Yeah. Do you have a chart or you
Yeah,
good?
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was looking at it. Yeah,
Oh,
my Aspen chart.
yeah.
Here's my 1 week chart. It's just kind of like finding. It's still got higher high, lower low. I'm sorry, higher high, higher low. Another higher high, another higher low. So it looks like a good 1-2. In fact, I built my chart off of this. So here's your wave 3 1 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2. This is all of wave 3. I just kind of skipped 4 and 5 in here. So yeah, I'm looking for 43.20 next for Aspen Aerogels. The test back to 33.10, and then 69.61. This is sort of speculative. It's kind of hard to guess these ones when it stops at the 100% extension. Sometimes this even goes to the 50, but that would make maybe this is too deep. Maybe it's a slight pullback to 36.96 for this. Anyway, but I'm looking for the 100% extension from here. 618.236. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. It really should go to the 1236. The more I look at this, it looks like, yeah, this is what it should do right here. It should go to 49.43, back to just under 40 or 36.96, and then on up to the 236 at 75.84.
All right, very good. All right, so I have about 10 minutes left here, so I'll just go through the Soxol. I see that one, and when I look at my chart, it's stuck. It's stuck in between resistance up here, support down here. So pre-market, it is down a little bit. So you got that conversion line down there around 33.43, and then you got the 200 week at 31.68, and then my angle there. So there's a lot of confluence of support here, but it's basically kind of got rejected yesterday at resistance. So I think the likelihood of coming back down here is there. So we'll just keep an eye on that level, but it's just kind of like in a tight little wedge and I think eventually it'll just stay here and break out maybe later on this year. So it could be an accumulation zone if it gets down to the 32s or below.
Oh, yeah, I like semiconductors. 3X semiconductors. Just a quick show note. Somebody was asking what charting platform we use. We use TradingView. TradingView is a subscription online service. You can get either an online client, you can get it on your phone, you can get it you can use it as a web page. It's really it's the industry best, industry standard, I'd say.
And you can do everything from
You go
crypto to Asian stocks to wherever, anywhere in the world. Yeah.
TradingView.com, all one word.
And
let's see. Kim, I'm sorry. One more show note. Kim appreciates life just wrote NVAX got slammed by the FTC. One adverse reaction to their new vaccination. They halted the vaccination. Some say it was ridiculous. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that said it's ridiculous. They just put like a clinical hold on it because one person had a bad, I can't even say a bad reaction. Something bad happened to them during the study, so they have to halt the whole study to figure out what happened to them. It may have nothing to do with the vaccination or the vaccine at all. So I'm looking for a big recovery on NVAX.
And it's just going back to a support level anyway, so it makes no difference what the news is to me. As long as support is still holding, it's fine.
There you go.
And in phase, nothing's changed since yesterday. I said yesterday it broke to lower lows on a weekly candle close right here. From here to here, that's a lower low from there. So that's a bearish development for the shorter term. So my outlook has changed because the information has changed. So I am now waiting for maybe $78 to $80 to possibly buy more of this in phase for possibly many months in the future. It would find its bottom and its higher low from here and then go higher. So my focus
going to that nook.
Yeah, my focus is here. So I'm not really paying attention to this one anymore just because it broke levels, right? And since it broke levels, I move on to more bullish stocks. And this is, well, this one short term has never been bullish. It's just been in a straight downtrend. But since it held that support for years and years and years, or not years, just 1 year exactly. Yeah. Therefore, I was like, I'm going to take a stab at it because it looks great. But now that this level is broken, I think the probability of going back to the low 80s, high 70s.
Kind of looks like nothing short of a double bottom is going to save this. And that double bottom is right in the nook.
Yeah, right there in March. So we might have to wait till March 2025 in order to get another bottom for end phase. But
I like it. That's my birthday, March 22nd. You had March 25th right there.
Well, then you got to buy some end phase on your birthday.
I will. I closed out of my end phase yesterday. Matt showed me this chart yesterday. I was like, that's it. I'm selling that end phase.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. And earnings are what, today or when are they?
If you do the daily chart, it'll pop up.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
zero, right? Earnings zero. Or today, yeah, it says right here, today.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll either see it go back up to resistance and get rejected and come back down, or just straight down. So probably one of those two things will happen. Either way, it's not really bullish short term. So that's what I think on it.
I'll look at AM. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, do it. Yeah, do it.
No, I was going to say EOS. That's your game right there. If you want to do
EOS. Yes. First, I'm going to do AMLX, and you can pick out, and I'll do EOS after that, and you can pick out something else you want to do after that. Okay. AMLX is found this really nice bottom down here. It's like nice and round. I love a good round bottom, and I'm looking for this to do even better than a standard retrace. I was just looking back at some of these prior levels and where it had resistance and support. Actually, maybe I should bring this to 76 the first time. I don't know. I really wanted to go to 86. I think it could go 1990 to 1123 to 3651. The standard retrace would simply be, see, I brought this up because I think it's going to challenge that right there. That's why. This is going to challenge that price. And maybe this will get stuck under here. So maybe just 76%. 3246. Take your screenshot. AMLX there for you, Georgia Mom. And then, EOS. I've got that chart right here. Somebody asked me this morning, well, I know you've got a long-term projection of 2284. Do you have a projection past that? And like, well, no, I don't, but I could do one. It's completely hypothetical, based on EOS hitting 2284, which hasn't done yet, retracing back to about 1344, which it hasn't done yet. That seems like a kind of an awfully deep retrace. Maybe it only goes to 1471. But based on if it went to 1358, The whole thing would then go to $50.07. So there's my long-term EOS target, $50 a share to get there. And then it's like, then it feels like, it doesn't have the same market cap, obviously, as Palantir, but kind of feels like that $50 target. All right, that's my EOSE.
Nice.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's not really my USC. That's my long. That was answering one person's question. The other person's question, I think, yeah, I think it's finding its footing here around the 100% fib extension at 321. Just DCA into it. Buy every dip you see on EOS. My next target is $5.46. The 2236. In fact, I might be stingy. Might be too stingy. Maybe it's going to go to 615. I don't know, but let's stick with this for now.
Yeah, very good. I think we skipped over Nvidia, so
I'm sure we skipped a bunch of stuff.
yeah,
We're doing the rapid fire. Go ahead.
No, you can go with yours. You have it up.
Oh yeah. I just basically this is the target I've been calling ever since we did this 1-2. I didn't know. I wasn't sure what was going to happen here. It was touch and go for a while, but my target has been and continues to be 182.63 next. So that's a good 26% increase. I meant to buy Nvidia yesterday right after the show, and I completely forgot. I ended up buying NVDLL, the 2x bullish ETF of Nvidia, after market close yesterday. I had to chase the price a few cents to get it too.
Oh,
It was still going up after hours. So I'm in NVDL now until Nvidia reaches 182.63.
Yeah, and I'll just show mine real quick. Basically, Nvidia broke out. It broke out and it closed the daily candle at all-time highs, right? Never's done that before. That was a bullish development. And I was saying all last week that basically since it's been holding on top of these fib levels, that it's going to smash through all-time highs sooner than later. And that's exactly what it did. So the next target for me could be 158 on log scale, then linear scale is 154. So basically in the 150s, I could see it going up to before there's any kind of major rejection. But as long as it continues to hold this previous all-time high, stay on top of 140, I think it'll just build a base and go higher. So this is looking more and more bullish for the future. And I do like me some Nvidia in the 140s. It looks so bullish right now.
Look at your 1618 extension up there.
Yeah, 171. Then we got the 204. This is linear scale, so let's go to log.
I saw a log scale 1618.
Yeah,
said 184.
Yeah.
That's my target too.
Yeah.
So that a lot of stuff will happen between now and my target.
Nothing goes up in a straight line.
Show on his linear chart.
Nothing goes up. And I think that's all of them. DJT. I think I'll do that as the last one before I gotta go.
Okay.
So DJT. So yeah, daily chart is actually breaking above the daily cloud, but you got the 200-day moving average, 34.33 above there. So I think that will be the target to try to smash through to go higher. But I mean, I guess if he wins the election, this stock could probably do a lot better. I don't know. I don't really know much about it, but it's a very volatile stock. It is pretty risky. But weekly chart, it actually is getting above that 50-week moving average. So it has potential to keep going. It keeps on breaking one resistance level at a time. So the last one to really break is that this baseline right up here at 34.27, and then continue higher to the bottom of the cloud, so into the 40s. So has potential.
I'll leave that chart. My prediction is that it's going to bounce between that green line. Is that the 50 moving average?
50-week right here. Yeah.
50-week. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I think it's going to bounce between that 50-week and the weekly baseline right there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be stuck in that range until the election's done.
34 down to 32. Yeah. I mean, if it closes the week above the 50-week, that looks actually pretty good for a possible continuation. So just watch that 31.48 for the future.
All right. Is that our show for the morning?
I think that's our show. I think we got through all of them. I hope we didn't skip any, but that was a good one.
I'm looking. We didn't do GME, but
it's just stuck in a range anyways.
Yeah.
We can talk about it later. But we are doing the Triumvirate show tonight, guys, at 7:30 Eastern. Make sure to check out that tonight.
And it'll be fun. It'll be a fun show as always. Hey, just a quick question. Do you think, a lot of people are asking like, oh, Bitcoin's going up. Which miner should I get into? Do you just like all the miners? Like it doesn't really matter which one you pick; they're all gonna be winners. Or
Yeah, I like the ones that are more bullish, like the ones that are basically on top of the cloud more so, because like CLSK is not on top of the weekly cloud, so we can just I can just show that real quick. Like it still is stuck below a lot of resistance, but the ones like Cipher or it's breaking through levels or Wolf. I mean, I took profits on these already, but I do like them. They're breaking out, and even like Hut is breaking through the weekly cloud too. It's like so many are breaking through levels that the back test of them is where I'm interested to see if they hold. But yeah, the ones that are still stuck like CLSK, I do like it, but it needs to get a little bit more bullish before I love it like everybody else does. So
see your CLSK one more time. I have to screenshot it.
yeah, so my blue level is going to be the target to get bullish. Really, that's 1363 basically. I want to see it back above that, and then I think it can get through the cloud. So that's going to be my line in the sand there for CLSK.
Thank you. I like Clean Spark. I got a bunch of it. I've been buying it.
Yeah, me too. I bought right here, 867.
Oh, fantastic.
I bought a lot there. But anyways, okay. I'll see you tonight, Tracker. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks so much, Matt. Thank you guys for watching the show. And I see we missed Lunar. Well, I'll do come check my my feed for a Lunar chart.
All right, guys.
And we'll see you guys tonight. Come back tonight for our Triumvirate show, and then